member of the community. And thanks, willyjwillyj, for that heartwarming welcome in the chat. I really appreciate that, man. At least OSW appreciates me. Put that heart on the screen. All right, 6-3 start. This is the usual. Since I'm just coming in here, and I know some other dudes before counting. Tell me how these players have played today. I think they both played on stream at least once by now.
Yeah, so OSW versus Albo, which we just got through. Well, this is not a great spot for Star. I think that was. Well, I guess we also saw OSW play Corpy as well, and I was honestly really shocked to see how well Corpy was playing to his speed disadvantage. But I think, again, it's really come down to just like, you know, OSW just continues to remain unkillable. They will find T-spins all the way at the top of the board when everything in your fight or flight response tells you you need to play this safe. OSW understands that sometimes the best defense is the strongest offense in the world, and it has really put a lot of players in a bind as they've been struggling to find out any solutions. Again, I think Albo was the first one tonight that has found any potential answer, but it has been very, very difficult.
Yeah, that I can't see. Called me started unfortunate misdrop leading up into their zone. Not able to take as much advantage as they probably wanted into the attack. They're just fighting for survival right now. OSW has a lot of resources stacked up. The full zone meters there. We're preparing for a zone attack. Looks like they're stacking TSTs right now. They know that there's no impending pressure.
And
Trinity, let's go.
And again, right as the game switches into phase 3, Star waiting a little bit to complete this zone, unfortunately, that they cannot clear a line, and understanding they have barely a half zone with no advantage in phase 3, the chances of them getting a win looking very grim and just topping out there.
We're on to the second round. It's a new beginning. I almost thought OSW's power went out again, but we're still here.
I think in OSW's case, they're probably very thankful that that's the case.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's some standard setup here. These folks want to build their meter up a little bit. Ooh. Level low cut copy. Always level low cut copy on the OSW side. There's some great action here. I'm loving the TSTs. I'm just loving the creative steps on OSW side. Perhaps that break at the start of the bracket is giving them time to think about how they want to play. They're playing very artistic right now into a very nice and clean 20 and 60 attack ultimatrix. Let's see how Star's going to respond here.
Star at the moment I think has remained entirely clean, but at the end of the day, again, with someone as fast as OSW is playing on the other end of things, is that a missed ult? I mean, I guess there is an ulti find. 67 ultimatrix from Star to survive that onslaught of damage, but even still, they are relying on some of these eyepieces on the town stack with how well OSW was playing, but that 67 damage was very, very much needed for Star.
Yeah, absolutely. One way that Star is going to be able to stay and play, you know, there's a bit of a speed difference here as you're noticing and all that. Star does have a good grasp of zone knowledge here. We're going to see how this attack goes. There's a lot of resources built up already, less freedom to build T-spins to kind of power up the attack. Getting an ulti here, 20 and 60 again, another one of those. We'll see how many we get. T-spin triple in this zone. Let's see what OSW is able to grab here.
Yeah, OSW does have that full zone. Again, it is a phase 3 zone, so it's a little bit shorter, but for someone of OSW's caliber, that's not going to be too much of an issue. Immediately 54 back to Star, and Star is not ready for the sudden spike in damage. And again, I hate that I mentioned this. I don't think one attack per piece is enough. Star's playing at one attack per piece, and unfortunately is still at a disadvantage when it comes to the raw damage output of OSW.
OSW is just able to play so fast. 155 a minute is nothing to glance over in this game. And Star was playing nearly at 2 PPS, had that great efficiency, but as you said, it's not going to be enough, and truly the speed gap might be the story of the match here, unless Star is able to come up with some miraculous solves. Curb tricks are probably going to be needed to take a round.
Yeah, I definitely think that observation is going to be a good one. That, you know, even, again, the 67 ultimatrix, one of the more efficient ultis I think we've seen, but we have an ulti on 19, and there is an option for potential curb trisses.
On the ground,
You know,
20 and 70. That's a good head start. It's the highest zone attack we've seen from Star so far. OSW, look at these T-spins, man.
is that a Trinity? And they're still going for more, but I think their hubris is going to catch up to them.
That's tossing right there. That's what that is. So we'll see how this goes. Star might be taking this point here because of OSW's greed. Saw the first Trinity, might have heard me compliment it, and was trying to go for it again. Star's catching OSW off guard. OSW's realizing that he can't play with his food too much. Has to stay safe a little bit here.
And again, I understand OSW may want to, again, flex out that creativity as much as possible, but again, this is only loser semis. There are, again, if OSW wins things out, as they very much are capable of, there would still be, you know, a losers finals and a grand finals set with the potential for a grand finals bracket reset. So maybe don't spend all of the energy that you have, is I think my recommendation to OSW in this case.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to eke out all the APM you can is definitely something OSW is going to want to do against Uyashoda. We know that OSW is capable of beating them, but Uyashoda constantly remains in practice, is constantly getting better and refining their game. So I have to see that if they make the run there. We know that Star is able to take advantage of OSW when he gets too confident here. So let's see if OSW is able to take a raid on it, or Star is going to be able to take more rounds. We have a zone right here. It's to end a little bit earlier than they want to, and look at this greed on OSW's side. I'm unsure how strong this zone attack is going to be. This is a great opportunity for Star to try to charge the meter as much as possible, defend whatever attack might be in there. That all clear is going to help neutralize some of the attack. I don't think that tank was intentional. I don't think they wanted that.
Well, they're alive, and they're going to only have to deal with about 20 more lines of garbage. So I guess all things considered, not the worst way to kind of start that phase 3 play. Going to be getting an ulti out of it as well, but there is the T-spin triple tower from OSW. 25 out of those mere 8 lines of attack.
Seeing over 20 with 8 lines is always just a fun sight for me. You can tell that was a setup for a very efficient zone, and they just weren't able to get the whole thing through, whether it was because of the meter or because of height on the board. Regardless, we have a TST tower conversion here. Star has so much cheese. If they're not able to put the most out of the zone, it might be the end of the round here. That's a lot of attack outside the zone for this phase. And we are able to defend. Star's putting an STSD up of their own, a floater. Just trying to get as much APM as they can out to try and defend what OSW is able to put out.
Ooh, maybe pseudo 4-wide? Oh, the double SP is probably going to cut that idea off, unfortunately. And
OSW is just playing Ultra, man. Like, I don't know what to say.
Again, Star is just kind of, you know, running out of room of, you know, ways to play around this and stay efficient. But yeah, OSW again just as I guess it's kind of to be expected. Just continuing the relentless onslaught, 3-1 at the moment on match point. 350 zone attack per minute from that round as well.
68 zone attack in phase 3 is more often than not going to be a killer. It's just a fact of the game. A misdrop at the beginning. OSW is going to have to kind of work through this a bit to get the clean stack that they're going to want for high zone attacks. It's giving Star a little bit of advantage on the zone meter, which is something I will point out just because of the speed gap. The longer that Star can hold that zone meter advantage, it kind of allows them to call the shot here, or whether they want to attack first or whether they're going to defend it. They have max at the start. OSW has caught up though, but Star has more resources on the board.
Alright, Star going to go for a little bit of a combo zone. So again, not going to be going too much in terms of the, you know, general T-spin route that we've seen previously. Hoping that they can grab a potential curb tris. I think is looking for it. There's the solution. 73, but the 66 from OSW was going to answer. And Star, having a couple of misdrops, could get spiked out early.
Yeah, this is tough.
Oh, that's not a great zone. Their ability to stack around this is going to be pretty impeded, and that is it.
We have OSW winning in losers semis, making it to that losers final match, 4-1. Big congrats to OSW for pulling this off.